Go get some rest. Go get some rest.
Hello. Haha. Okay, let me double check everything's working again. I might nudge the music down a little bit. Or I should put the music credits. Okay, there we go. Music credits in today's stream. Sorry if you can hear me crunching. I did audio test to see how close I could be before crunching became disgusting to listen to. But I'm eating honeycomb cereal. Yes, I am leaning back so you can't hear me. But yeah. Today I'm drawing my OC. Because I want to get a new icon. My current icon for my main account is really similar to the one for my art account. I mean, it's similar on purpose because I literally traced the, wait, let me pull them up. They are really similar intentionally because it's literally one art trace from the other. Let me see. Oh, everything's a bit laggy because I'm streaming right now, but I will pull it up. I think this is the right one. Yes, okay, so this is my current icon on my main account. This is Memento. He was an Utao I was working on, and, oh, hello! Thank you for the resub, Sean. Hello! Welcome. But yeah, this was my original icon, zoomed in right here. I kind of, low-key, like, I still want to work on this Utao, but it's a lot of work, and I don't have good audio equipment, and I heard something with Audacity being kind of, like, not very safe right now, so I uninstalled it, and I don't really want to reinstall it until, I know what's up with it, and I know it's safe again. So currently, Utao stuff is on hold. So this is just a design that I'm working on, I guess. I really like the design, so I'm gonna keep it. But where is? Then I have my new icon, which I did when I did this rebranding. It's the icon that I have as my Twitch profile picture. But it was literally, I really liked the way that this looked. I love the halo kind of framing the face. And not to mention, a lot of the images, like a lot of the imagery and design elements, I straight up just took from this. Because this design is literally just me combining a bunch of things in my OCs that I like. So you can see the earring is the same. I think this is a small version, so it's kind of harder to see. Here we go. Here's the better version. If it would load. Yeah. So the earring's the same. Like, a lot of the halo is the same here. Yeah, there's just a lot of elements that are the same. But you can't see it, or I guess you can see it actually. It's not the side that's covered up. But yeah, you can see like the little armband is the same. Everything is the same here. The sort of like neck tattoo, got moved down. You can't see it in here, but it got moved down to the chest. So yeah, I stole a lot of things from my OCs. And the whole time imagery too is also supposed to be stolen from Memento. The two different eyes, although you can't really see it as well in here. The hourglass eye and the clock hands. Yeah, this was just straight up traced from straight up traced from this, and then I improved the rendering. But yeah, I wanna do a new icon that looks a little bit less similar. I still do really like this icon, but I wanna do something that's more well rendered, because I drew this one. It's not letting me move anything because it's in the middle of auto-saving. But I drew this one around when I started finally feeling like I understood how to use CSP. And this one, I feel a lot more comfortable with it, and I want to make something of the same quality. Not that you can really tell with just an icon. But yeah, here's... I'm going to be working on... I'll get rid of this. I'll just close them, actually. But I'm working on another character who unintentionally had a really similar design, so I had to change him up a little bit. But yeah, this is Issa. He is part of this little Filipino-inspired fantasy thing that I'm doing, so don't test too much for accuracy. Like, obviously, there's like this huge disclaimer that I put up front on the website I'm working on for this, but it's not entirely accurate to anything and shouldn't be used as any sort of historical reference. It's just a fun project that I'm working on, with a more specific focus on the pre-colonial northern to middle Philippines, so like Luzon and like the Visayas areas. There's some things that I'm like taking from like Mindanao, but not that much. Because I wanted to focus primarily on regions that my family's from. So yeah, we're gonna be doing my first like actual drawing of Issa here. His full name is Issa Dani, but he just goes by Issa, because there's another character whose name ends in Ani, and then there was actually a third character, his older brother, whose name also ended in Ani, and I'm like, I have to stop this. This is too much. So we have here's Issa. Everyone calls him Issa. No one calls him by his full name. I'm designing like the rest of the cast of characters at the moment, but he's the only one that I feel like comfortable drawing, because I'm not allowing myself to draw more than like I have concretely designed, because there's too many characters that have changed their design later, and I'm like, dang it, kind of wish I didn't do all this art of them with their old design. Because then when I send reference pictures, it's like, okay, well, ignore this part. This is the definitive version, but like, here's a different reference, and slightly change it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm forcing myself to actually get the designs down before I try drawing them. And Issa is the only one that I feel like comfortable with this design. He went through a couple like small iterations, but I actually really liked his design from the get-go, so I just kind of changed some things, added some things. He might still get like minor changes, but the only thing that I could, like, it's not gonna be like a major rehaul. Yeah. On the other hand, the person I really actually wanted to put in my icon, not like a super strong amount, was his little sister, Delisai. She kind of stole elements from a Sona design that I had, and then I was never gonna use that design ever again for the Sona. Let me see if I can pull them up. I was never gonna use the design again, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just use this as a base to base it off of, and then I changed some things. As a result, she kind of looks a little bit not quite in the exact aesthetic I was thinking of. She's a little bit more like modern Filipino elements, but you know, it's kind of fantasy-esque elements. If you saw earlier, like, Issa has high heels, like, it's not supposed to be entirely accurate. But yeah, if I can find... I don't know where... Oh, I'm looking in the wrong folder, that's why. Yeah, here was my original thing that I pulled. Yeah, so you can kind of see how there's the similar influence. So yeah, this is my Sona. Hello, me, Xe. And I just took things that I like. So I really liked the cape and the stingray motifing, even though it makes a little bit less sense. Because she is very intentionally a little. I mean, she lives on an island, but she is on the more inward parts of the island. Either way. Using elements. But yeah, she's still under design right now. I'm either gonna get rid of this headdress or just like figure out something that's, I don't know. I saw similar elements on some national costumes on for Miss Philippines, but I want to find like where they were actually, what they were referencing before I just kind of like slap it on a character. I just liked how they looked visually, but I also want it to have a bit more meaning. Okay. Now time for actual drawing. We're drawing Issa. Oops. Also, hello. This is me in the corner. I was taking my own references. Because I knew I was not going to be able to know how to draw these hands. I think I want to... I'm still debating if I want to add the hat here, the salakot. But I would have to move the hand if I want to. But I'm also just like, it might just be too unwieldy. Like, it's very large. Yeah. But yeah, right now I'm just probably gonna be like doing the sketching or fixing the sketching proportions a little bit. I redlined this, so it's a little bit like very realistic proportions, and I would like to exaggerate it a bit and stylize it. Oops, not that much. Everything's a little slow. Liquify is probably the only, it's the tool that misbehaves the most when I'm streaming. Oops. Actually, I'm gonna close a lot of these canvases, cause it's probably not helping how slow everything is. Oops. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week, or had a good weekend. It is Monday now. I had a very eventful weekend on Friday and Saturday at least. I was hanging out with friends and having dinner and board game night with friends I haven't seen in a while. And then on Saturday, I was hanging out with family like all day. Oh man, this is so laggy. This is like laggier than usual, I feel. I don't know if it's because I have too many things open or what. Also, hello, if you notice the background is flickering, why, yes, I did change my desktop image. Oh, hello, Zhongli speaking voice. Let's see. I'm gonna close my stream manager so it doesn't have to stream in. Okay, that should be a little bit better. Now that I'm not streaming out and streaming in. Oh, it's still laggy. Oh well, I'll work on it. I'll work for it. Or work with it. That's the... But yeah, the thing that he's holding in his hand is going to be a rose grape, which is native to... From what I saw, it's native to both Mindanao and Luzon, so the southern and northern Philippines. Because there's another flower that I thought was really pretty, but at the same time I'm just like, I don't think it's native. Like I've never seen these in like any family photos or anything like that. I'm like, I don't know what these are. But these ones are really pretty. The stereotypical thing I could have picked, and is actually something that I do have picked, is more symbolic of a different character. So Dalisai has a little Sampanguita. I think that's how you say it. Sampaguita. I didn't put an N there, but I don't know if that's a typo or not. So that's the national flower of the Philippines. And I think they're really cute and adorable. I also wanted to pick a flower that was relatively like unobtrusive for this design, because it's supposed to be more representative of like a more minor element of the story. It's just supposed to be like a flower that she gets from the sister of the guy that she's technically engaged to. And why, yes, this is a story about, well, okay, it's not about people being gay, but it's definitely a story about gay people. And for once, I am making a story that is not the primary target, not the primary target, but like the main characters are not the lesbians / the sapphics. I really don't have that many like MLM characters. TBH. I can think of... Oh, hello again, Zhongli. I should really pick a mix that doesn't have talking in the background. But yeah, a majority of my OCs like are sapphic. You know, create the niche that you want to see, create the content you want to exist. And yeah, I can think of like 3, 4 MLM characters I have. 5. All of them are like side characters. Okay, that's a lie. Some of them are like significant, but not, I don't know, they're not as important as the sapphic characters in the story. Oh, we should pull up Issa's reference before I accidentally start drawing a sister. But yeah, Issa is a supposed to be like a doctor or healer type character. And at some point in his life, I'm still hammering out the details for the story elements. I have a general gist of where I wanted to go, but I don't want to say anything that I like haven't confirmed. But yeah, Issa has he was cursed at some point, and he was cursed to have a short life unless he does good deeds. And so he's constantly wondering if the things he's doing are really like good and selfless, or if it's just something to do, or it's just something that he did because he didn't want to die. And so he's constantly questioning the morality of his own actions, and he's convinced he's a bad person. So he's a healer by his own choice, but it definitely certainly helps that, it definitely helps, his curse. I think it's, okay, this is something, I'm still deciding, but I think it's gonna be like his father, or his father figure, was the one, who, like, taught him, like, medicinal arts and the like. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna move this hand down. But the thing about him is that, he grew up separate from his other siblings, due to reasons that I'm mostly sure about, but I'm still hammering out the details for. But yeah, he grew up separate from his siblings. And he later finds out that he is the son of, or his mother was like part of this really important family. And so he's essentially like, I don't want to say royalty. He's kind of like nobility in a way. But he grew up like kind of in a rough life. And so he's like interacting with his siblings with like very different, who were raised in a very different way with very different views on morality. And so he has to contend with his own views versus his siblings' views. And his siblings have to deal with like there being someone in their life suddenly that they had previously had no idea. Well, not they had no idea that he existed, just that he has never been in their life before. And for some reason, so one of his siblings is kind of fond of him, but like still treats him like an outsider, and the other one is like openly, well, not okay. He chills out after a little bit, but he's a bit more hostile at the start and kind of doesn't believe that he is related to them. But yeah. This wasn't really meant to be like a write what you know type thing, but I just suddenly thought like, oh man, I'm kind of like some of the characters' attitudes, like the little sister's attitude towards her, towards Issa here, kind of just occurred to me. I'm like, wow, these are kind of some of the things that I had growing up, with my sister, who I didn't grow up with. She's, like 18 years older than me and lives on the other side of the country. So it's just kind of, it was kind of like a fun spectacle in a way. Like, oh man, I live, like, I have a sister I didn't know about, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of annoying about it. And you'll kind of see how that, in this little story, her attitude towards Issa is more about like the spectacle than the actual person that she is related to, and then that's something that she has to like learn to grow out of. And kind of like treat him more as like his own person. And then they get a lot stronger relationship afterwards anyway. think this hand needs to be larger. Okay, I'm gonna try to attempt to include the silicate. There will be an attempt that is made. Oh, because I was like, what is this? It's Hutao's theme. Ooh, I need to stretch my wrist a bit. Is there a way that I could have this? Hello, I'm back. Sorry, my dad came to compliment my cooking because I had, oh, I know it's so laggy. It's because I'm using such a large canvas. But yeah, my dad came to compliment the catfish that I had cooked. It was catfish in cooked in coconut milk with potato and chayote, and we were gonna add onions, but then my mom and I were like, I don't really want to chop onions right now. I would have loved to have onions in it, but I cry so easily at onions. It probably has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a sympathetic crier, but man, I cry all the time when I'm making onions. Let me sink down a little lower. Okay, time to figure out what I'm doing with this hand, because I do want to keep this hand. I like the idea of having the hand on the head. You can tell by the old icon I have. But it really does need to be put in a better place. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move it to a different layer. And then we can get rid of the arm for a second. And then I'll just draw the arm where it's supposed to go. it's weird because like technically the place that it's supposed to be resting on is like at about here. So this would be like really close to the. Okay, be prepared to see my full face. Okay, let's see how I did this. Because what I was about to demonstrate, but I had it like all the way from the back of my head and then arching over. Here I wanted to be a bit more gentle, gently encapsulating it. I feel like having that low is kind of problematic. Hello. It is just a very highly rendered VTuber model. Very, very realistic. Interesting arm motions, very freeform. Hello. How is your day? Or hoping you're having a good start to your week. Or at the very least you had a good enough weekend that the start to your week isn't bad. What is this? Okay. Okay, let's do the standard arm thing that I was taught. It doesn't really work as well when there's like a third dimension, but I guess if you can visualize angles, it's not that bad. Just finished vacuuming. Yeah, week's going good. Oh, nice, nice. I really should vacuum. I vacuum my desk space, but like the rest of my room is kinda not super great right now. I really need to, like, I have a work area that's specifically for crafting, that's just like a bunch of like foam mats, but underneath it a bunch of stuff gets underneath it, and then I have to like vacuum that out. So alas, I need to go do that. Third dimension. Yeah, the third dimension does not exist. We live specifically just in a flat plane. I feel like a character in Shapeland. Is that what it was? Like we had to watch this movie in like one of my math classes when I was in high school. I mean, I guess we didn't have to watch it. I think it was like a free day or something like that, or like a day that the teacher just like didn't want to teach, or maybe like a reward for us doing well in class, a test or something. And so we just watched like a movie that I'm pretty sure was based on a book, where everyone's a 2D shape, and then suddenly like this one shape manages to come across like the third dimension, and they just can't like realize it at all. They couldn't comprehend it. I don't know if that looks good. This arm still looks really short. I think there needs to be more dramatic foreshortening. Those poor 2D shapes. Yeah. Because when like interacting with the 3D shape on a 2D plane, it can only understand it as a 2D shape. Like how the cross section interacts with the 2D plane. So if you meet a cube, they think it's just a square. And meanwhile, then it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna like meet some lines, and the lines have no clue, what the, because they're only one dimension, they can't comprehend of like the 2D shapes, and then the square had like the little inverse of that. What's a cube, bro? The square talking crazy. I should rewatch it. I'm pretty sure it was like a pretty old film. I'm pretty sure I could probably find it somewhere either free or cheap. Or I could find whichever book it was supposed to be based off of. Does that look any better? It looks weirder, but it feels better? I don't know. Maybe I should have just gone hatless with this one. Do you know the plot of the movie or do you remember the name? I think it was called Shapeland, but I'm not sure. Okay, okay, searching that does not give me the thing I was thinking of. I don't know. I just, yeah, I'll look for it. It was just something that our my like algebra teacher when I was younger was like, "Oh yeah, this is kind of how you can relate the different dimensions together." Yeah, the results of pulling up soundtracks, huh? Let's see. Flatland, that's what it was called. Okay, Flatland. Such a tiny little poster, but this is what I remember. Or how do I... The journey of many dimensions. Yeah, the 07 one. Unless there was like another version. Oh, hello. I'm zooming in and out. But I feel like that's the one I remember seeing. I thought it was older though. Okay, I think that this is okay enough. I don't hate the arm as much, but I might mess with it a little more. The hat is still definitely in the wrong place, but whatever. It'll be mostly cropped in the final version anyway. Oops. Oh, hello? Why is it not letting me edit things? Is it auto-saving? Every time my CSP freezes, I'm worried that it's gonna crash, but it's usually just it's auto-saving. Okay, let's see. Now it's time for doing all the stuff on top of the general layout sketch. Let's make it a darker color so I can actually see it. Good old autosave scare. Seriously, I used to have I used to work in GIMP and it was awful. It would freeze all the time and crash all the time. I lost so many pieces of art to that program. And sometimes it would just corrupt my program, like corrupt my file for no reason. And now I'm just terrified of any time anything is taking a little bit too long to do anything. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna crash and burn. Yeah, this is why I don't so I don't use GIMP anymore. It has the one brush I really like using, but I can learn to live past that. I can move on. Okay, yes. I don't remember what eye shape I was going for. Actually, I'll do the design elements first, and then I'll go mess around with like the anatomy, because this is the first time I'm drawing this character as like an actual piece of artwork. Everything else has just been like either reference sketches or like reference design stuff, or like my first like concept sketch was, yeah. So this is the first time I'm doing something with like the actual finished design. So I guess whatever I do here will be cemented as the canon look of this character's design. I think this is wider. Yeah, because when I'm doing like reference sketches, I really do them just based kind of on like the general vibe, and then the details I just like leave to when I'm actually drawing the artwork. So if I send this character off to be like commissioned to someone else, I want to have not just like the rough references, and have like an actual piece of artwork that they can like look at the details and how I want things textured and blah 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 blah. Not that I'm planning on getting this character commissioned anytime soon. There are other characters that I am more invested in at the moment. Canon design until a remake design comes around. Listen, I have a really bad tendency to remake character designs a lot, so I force myself to go through like several revisions of this and like not draw anything not draw anything until I felt confident about the character design. Which is why I'm not drawing, what I originally wanted to do is, like, the first artwork of this character was draw him and his siblings, but his siblings are not done yet, so I won't draw them until they are done. That being said, like, very minor things might change about him, but I went through, like, several drafts, like silhouette sketches, etc., until I reached something I was happy with, and then I started working on like, okay, how do I want this design to look? Did several like iterations of that, and so hopefully I got to a point where I'm not gonna change the character's design anytime soon. But we'll see about that. As much as I plan to not have it change, I know me, and it's probably gonna change at some point. Oh man, I'm gonna draw this hand underneath this hat, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, why did I do that? It's can't even see it. The ribbon should really be like around here, but I kind of don't want to block too many elements. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll... Maybe I'll... These ribbons should also be a lot longer, but I also, in the reference sketch, I didn't want to block anything else. So these are gonna go trailing down the sides. And I think the other one's gonna be blocked by the arm, so you can't see it. Man, I'm still thinking about how many designs I've gone through for certain other things. This VTuber design went through so many So many revisions and different versions. There's a reason I call this this model XE 4.0. It's because it's my fourth attempt at making a VTuber model design that I liked. And that was like active attempt. Because I've had like a general Sona design for a while, but I had to like settle on actually like choosing what do I want to represent me, because I'm not gonna keep changing this over and over again. And yet I did end up changing it over and over and over again. Hello, Inu Juju. Tis I, Roboren. But nothing much. Just drawing my OC. How is your start to your week? Oops. Okay, let me zoom in because I forgot how I did the hair. Okay, there's like a braid. I'm such a sucker for braids. Better in yes. I'm just gonna screen cap that just so Rin knows. Got a work course that's only downhill from here. Oh yeah, that's fair. Hopefully it doesn't get too much worse. But yeah, it's hopefully gonna be a nice week for everybody. As nice it can be with everything going on in the world, but you know. We'll make do. Okay, actually, how did I have this before? No, okay. Here's the first. This is the very first sketch that I ever did of this dude, and then a lot of them were on paper, to figure out what I wanted to change about the design. So let me see how I did the hair here, because this is the one thing that I think that I like kept very, very, very consistent throughout all the sketches. Everything else kind of changed around a bit. You said this is a C? Yeah! I'm working on a little Filipino fantasy, or Filipino-inspired fantasy. So it does not technically take place in the Philippines. It takes place in, like, a fantasy version of the Philippines. And, yeah. It's because I see a lot of, like, fantasy for other Asian cultures, but not so much for the Philippines, and so I wanted to, like, rep my heritage a bit. And it's also just, like, a fun research project, because there's a lot of things I don't know about, like, pre-colonial times. There's a lot of things I don't know about the Philippines in general, but specifically this is taking place in a like non-colonial version of the Philippines. So it's not really supposed to be like an alternate history or anything, but it's just like, hey, what if the Spanish had like a lot less influence on the culture? Okay, let's see if I can replicate the hair. But yeah, this is Issa. He is a doctor who was cursed at some point to have a short life, but he can extend it, but only when he does good deeds for others. And that version of good is kind of like weirdly, like, it's a little flexible and ambiguous at some points. And because he is forced to do good deeds or else he dies, he's never sure if what he's doing is out of like the goodness of his heart, or if it's like an inherently selfish thing because he just doesn't want to die. Yee, welcome to Cook. Yeah, it's Issa. Moral conundrum, yeah. But yeah, with this story, in addition to being like a, an exploration of Filipino culture, it's supposed to be an exploration of like, what does it mean to do good deeds? And what does like, are you actually doing good, or is this just something performative, or blah blah blah. And I know a lot of that is kind of very influenced, like a lot of my ideas of goodness are very influenced by my American upbringing, but I know it's something that I want to like explore at least. I never said it was going to be a good story, just that it's something that I'm doing for fun. Okay. Moral deeds done for free. Hmm. Oh yeah, he has longer. I kind of changed his hair to be a bit more asymmetrical. Although not that you can really tell because of the amount of stuff going on in front of his face. What was the earring again? Very simple. But yeah. Did everyone watch the Pokemon Direct? Cause I didn't, and I woke up or not that I woke up. I didn't check my phone until like way later when it came out. And I was so confused because the first thing I did when I logged into Twitter was see people just spamming Donald Duck on my timeline. And I had no clue why. It was kind of funny because I was watching I was watching like an Alpha Rad video or something like that. And he was talking about like like I think a new Pokemon generation is coming out. Like people say it's too soon, but I think it's like actually coming pretty soon. Because it only takes like a few years between Pokemon generations nowadays. And honestly, I forgot how recently Sword and Shield, or how, I guess, old Sword and Shield was. It still feels very recent. I still know a lot of people that are enjoying the game, myself included. I have still not finished the post game. Then again, I'm not a hardcore Pokemon fan. But yeah, new Pokemon generation, I guess. I think all the starters are kind of adorable. But I will be choosing the duck solely because I think it's I feel like the Donald Duck comparisons I enjoyed very much, and it immediately endeared them to me. Oh wait, shoot. Okay, this is not super close to the... I keep forgetting how large these hats are. This hat is pretty like wide brimmed, so this isn't actually anywhere close to the shoulder. It's actually more like further out. But yeah, I thought that the region was Italy at first, but apparently people are saying Spain. Do I know anything about Europe? Not much. But yeah, I believe people when they say that. But yeah, I'm curious to see how the new generation will be handled. Hello. Wait, sexy ad break. Hello, Cam. Is there an ad break in the middle? Or I guess you wouldn't be able to hear me if it's an ad break. But yeah, I heard some people say Spain. People were like comparing different pictures and etc. etc. I don't know enough about Europe. I thought the new generation Pokemon characters look Spanish or Asian, but they're Spanish. Yeah, I mean the way that the models are is always going to be influenced by the fact this is a game made in Japan. I'm a little sad. Like, I don't think that the new models look bad or anything. I'm just kind of sad because I really like the Sword and Shield art style. So I'm sad that they're getting rid of it. They're going with like a little bit. I don't know what was. I think the thing that I noted about the Sword and Shield versus the new art style is that the way that it was rendered, there was a lot more like distinguishable lines. It felt very, for lack of a better word, like anime-y. Whereas the current style is a lot more like smooth. I just like their noses. That's fair. Like I said, I don't think that it's bad or anything like that. I still think it's cute. And it still feels very Pokemon. It's just a little bit further away than the art style like for Gen 8. I just want to get into liking the characters. That's fair. I'm not like a huge Pokemon fan either. Sword and Shield was the first Pokemon game that I finished. I feel so bad saying that, but it really was. But I've played like almost every generation, I think, and a lot of the side games. But you grew up with Pokemon, I never did. That's fair. I forgot. Did you own Sword, right? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you in a Pokemon. Me, an actual non-Pokemon fan. I don't even know what generation we're on. This will be Generation 9. Which is wild. That we're gonna hit double digits, like, the next generation? You have that in X and Moon. I still need to finish Gen 7. I need to play... I don't have a copy of Ultra Sun. I'm emulating a copy of Ultra Sun. I should really buy it, though, because it's more... I think it would be more fun to play it on the go, and then also be able to trade Pokemon. Trying to keep up to Rin's dialogue. Does Arc not count? What do you mean Arc? Oh, Arceus? No. I think generations are kind of like a fraught concept anyway. But I think that's just considered like a spin-off game. And if not, then people would probably consider it a Gen 8 game. I know Brilliant Diamond, people will argue if it's technically Gen 4, but typically the way that I see people talk about generations is it talks about like the hardware it's on and if it released after like the mainline game. So I've seen some people say Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, despite being based off of the 4th generation and a 4th generation remake, is part of the 8th generation. And that people will say that Pokemon Let's Go is part of, I don't remember, maybe also the 8th generation. It really doesn't super matter to me. But if we're talking, it's really only easy to keep track of if you talk about the mainline games, and none of the remakes. Otherwise, you get into really ambiguous territory, and I'm like, it doesn't really matter. They're all their own games. Okay, let's zoom on my hand so I can actually see what I'm doing now. Yeah, man, I really want to play Arceus. I see a lot of people talk about, you know, how much they like it, etc., etc. Actually, I'm gonna make this hand on a different layer, or else I'm gonna, like, not gonna be able to do the facial anatomy. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about how much they like Arceus Legends, and it looks like a lot of fun. Maybe I'm just dying for a bit more, like, fun open world games, because I feel like a lot of open world games get a bad rap for being kind of boring and nothing to do. But, you know, I've heard good things about Arceus Legends. I'm still not over the Persona fan artist who found the Persona event account who had like 0 to 3 followers, boom, before they were really ready to announce. Yeah, it was so funny. I don't know. Maybe it didn't even have any tweets, did it? I have no clue how Phil found it. But who knows? Who knows? No tweets. How the heck? What was he doing? Oh, okay, no. This is more foreshortened. But yeah, I'm excited for the festival stuff. There was a lot of new group art of the protagonist and it made me so happy. Just so much like pretty art of Maya. I don't think that it was even being followed by the Persona account, but then people would stop arguing about it being a fake. Yeah. At least that time. Yeah, it wasn't, because then I think you sent something to me with the Persona account finally followed that account to let people know that, yeah, it is real. Yeah, how the heck? I really wonder how you found that account. I don't care about Persona fans outside of my family, so I'm basically ignoring it all. Oh, outside of your friends. I was like, oh, outside of your family. I'm not in your family. That's fair. I just look at the pretty art and that's it. And then I'm excited for potential Persona 6. I don't think they're gonna stop milking Persona 5 for a while, but yeah, Persona 6. Probably soon, maybe announcement. I love the green paint though. Yeah, everyone's just like, what's with the paint though? The green is on, if I recall correctly, green was on Akiren and then Maya? It was mysterious because like it wasn't on that many of the characters, and then it's also just the only paint can. They didn't put several paint cans. They just put green. Honestly, I expect some collabs like with GBF and then like Arena. Yes, I'm waiting for P5 Arena, please. P5 Arena, but with like P6 protagonist as a DLC character. I don't know. Hidden unlockable. Goro mains Ryza. I'm waiting. That being said, though, with fighting games, I can't play my favorite character. I can't just play my favorite character. Like, I really tried with Arena. I was trying to play Naoto. I'm so bad at Naoto. I'm sorry, my love. Mitsuru, also a fave character. Cannot play her. Cannot play Akihiko. Mitsuru I'm a little better at, though. I struggle with Aegis a lot. I play Yukari and Yukiko, which are two of my least favorite characters. Like, no shade to the people who like them, but they're just generally characters I didn't get attached to. And I liked them more because I mained them, and that's what happened. This hand looks actually really large. It's fun to play all sorts of characters. Naruto is very fun for me, but playing on regular joysticks makes me cry. I feel like it'd be easier devices than Switch. I've heard Blaze Blue cross tag was stated to be easier for beginners. I don't know if it's just like my attacks never registered my thumb hurt, but no. Yeah. I wonder if I went back to any of the Persona fighting games if I'd be better, because I've been playing Skullgirls, and honestly it's I think the first time that I ever felt like I kind of understood a fighting game. Like, there's definitely a lot of like strategies that I know exist that I cannot comprehend in the moment, and like I could just generally understand the gist of it, but like I haven't internalized it yet. But I feel like I could actually eventually get to that point. As opposed to, yeah, like other fighting games, I'm just like, there's too much here. But now that I understand like the gist of like the idea of fighting games and the like and strategizing, I think maybe I could get more into other ones. Oh, hello, little umbrella. um, Trying out combos on PS4 ATM, and I feel like it's smoother. I don't know if there's a complaint for PS3 players, but Hinokami Chronicle is very simple to combo. Not that mine are good. I mean, hey, whatever is easiest for you. As long as you're having fun. You don't have to worry about diagonal double combo. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Anyways, think about skate. When are you not thinking about skate? That's the real question. Show you later combo thing. I'm just what do I do? You could watch skate again. I don't know. I remember around the place where you fell asleep when we were watching Promare. If you want me to give that to you, or if you just want to rewatch it from the start. You want to watch Akudama though. I mean, you can watch Akudama without me, and then we can go back and then watch Akudama together. I genuinely don't remember where we were again. That's true what I was playing, but I remember where we're at. You can refresh me. Thank you, because it's been too long that I genuinely don't remember what's going on anymore. I remembered, I think, what was it, Cutthroat's dead? That's all I remember. You have to see till the end with me so you can hear me scream. Okay. I will wait until I can hear you scream. Cutthroat is Connor, yes. Per snaps, he deserved it. Well, okay. I don't want to say that he deserved to die or anything like that, but wasn't that guy like a serial killer? Yeah. And Koryo Joe's VA. Okay. His name is Cutthroat Rid. Listen. He could just be really cutthroat without cutting people's throats. I don't know. Don't look at me. God, my sketches, like, when I'm planning on painting something, my sketches are so messy compared to, like, my line art. The first episode, him being on the execution block publicly for killing 99 people. Okay, I forgot that, okay? Yes. So, he may be a murderer. Allegedly. Oops. Okay, let me get rid of the hand so I can... I honestly can give you the rundown for some reason. Each hit embedded my brain. despite it being the first watch. Yes, please. If you gave me a rundown, I would actually very much appreciate it. It's been like way too long, and so I can't remember most of the plot beats other than like the premise of like swindler being mistaken for a criminal, and then so she just comes up and we're like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'm the swindler. I know what I'm doing." And then the whole thing about like her fending off those like people who are gonna assault her, because that's stuck in my mind because I remember being like, oh yeah, eye trauma. Do it after stream. Yes, when we watch it, you should do it, so I can like remember, like fresh in my mind before we actually do our watch through. This sort of thing I explained to you because it's hilarious. Yeah, I remember it's like she wanted to get like ramen or something like that, but she was short like some change, and then she got the cops called on her. This whole face is probably gonna end up changing when I get around to doing the what's it called? The actual sketching. So the anatomy is not very good on this at the moment. Shh, don't think about it too much. I just have to have like the rough elements in. Hello! Welcome, Sinful Lust. Courier dropped 5 yen. She kept it because he was like, I'm not picking that up, and I'm not taking it from you because there's no point or whatever. But she wouldn't use it, and she got held up for being short. Oh yeah! The fact that she literally had the money, but she refused to pay with it. She's like, I'm not gonna take your money. I'm like, bro, it's like 5 cents or 5 yen. Which prompted the lady to be a narc and call the police on her. Oh, hello, Zhongli in the background of the OST. You know what? I'm gonna change soundtracks because it's kind of obnoxious that every hour Zhongli is just like, hello, yes, I'm gonna interrupt you talking. So we're going to the Enkanomiya lo-fi remix, also by Demon Gummies. Yeah, Akudama has a fun little setup. UGM is playing? Oh, can you not hear it? Oh no. Can you hear? I usually have the background music pretty low. Okay. Because I'm always paranoid that it's too loud. But I'm also now worried that it's always too quiet and then I'm just talking in silence and it's awkward. Okay. Let me... Is it audible now? I probably should have asked when people came in how the audio was. Oh man. I'm just gonna pretend the anatomy on this sketch is not bad. If it is, I'm not a bat. Okay. Okay. Now, hopefully people can hear it. Oh man. I need to I think I just need to download one of these tracks and then just put it in my put it as like an audio source, and then I can just always keep it at the same volume and I don't have to like second guess like, oh god, how loud is it? God, this sketch is such a mess, but I swear it'll look fine later. I'm just thinking about that one, if I pull up my MXTX Doodles thing, Oh no, I drew over it so you can't see it anymore. But yeah, I had a when I'm doing painting, the sketches start out like in the biggest mess possible, and then it ends up looking nice later. Just like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna paint over it until it looks nice. Point of the sketch. What do you mean messy? I think sometimes when I go into painting, I mean, typically I clean up my sketches a little bit more than this. Because I say sketch, but I do like several drafts before I get to quote unquote like the finished sketch. And then I don't know. My definition of a sketch is kind of whatever I feel like is quote unquote like low effort. Even if it does end up be looking nice, I'm just like, oh, but it's not line art because I didn't spend like 5 million years painstakingly like going over everything. But yeah, I really do have some sketches that I turn into finished drawings that look like I'll just make up something that I'm just like, I'm like, yep, this is good enough to start coloring, right? Good enough. And then I'll just throw in color and then I'll edit from there. But yeah, whatever. Some of my sketches are like, I guess I kind of distinguish them by like, okay, this is a rough sketch versus like a cleaned up sketch versus a like gesture sketch. Just so I don't feel like, oh yes, these are all the same type of drawing, because they're not, obviously. How many? I think there's what, like 5 different things I have. Okay, so then it's the blue beads, of which there are 4. And this kind of gets covered. I'm just gonna assume that the other jewels get covered. I'm gonna get another toe out of you. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to draw the last toe. Okay, give me a second. Interrupting this OC artwork to do it. I have a redeem that I need to fulfill. Let's see. Where is... I think it was in my thumbnails folder for some reason. Toe, you say? Yes. Did I change it to my art folder? Okay, that's Torrens. Where is my canvas for specifically toe step? Okay. Here's my toe redeem canvas. Here's can you draw it next to his toe friend? I will put them on a shared canvas together, but at the moment they're going to be on separate canvases. Okay, so it's toe longa, right? You want me to draw you want me to butcher your toe son. I'm drawing this from memory, by the way, because this is supposed to be draw a toe Rens and not draw any characters a toe. So I can draw Lorenz from memory, but I can't draw Reki and Longa from memory. I think he's wearing a turtleneck, like a black turtleneck, and then like his school uniform. Listen, I will ask you about Toe Lorenz when I get my new redeem. I'll find something good for Lorenz. I might make a new redeem that's like, okay, so I'll do Toe Renz as like a lower tier, but then like draw any characters of Toe as a higher tier. So this is gonna be your last this will be your last Toe Renz, Toe Redeem until I set up that new one. I'm really scared about what you're gonna say, what you're gonna make me draw Lorenz as. Also, hello. If this is... hopefully, this is not someone's first time seeing Toe Renz. Or my weird little toe thing. Is this shirt unbuttoned? I don't remember. Okay, he needs to be smaller because Toe Reki is much smaller. My first experience. He just has a turtleneck. It's buttoned all the way. Okay. Oh man, the lore here. I think I said at one point, like, there's the joke that Lorenz eats toes, Lorenz Fire Emblem, and I was just like, oh, you are what you eat, and Lorenz eats toes, and so I drew him as one of those, like, little thumb monsters from Spy Kids, but it's toes instead. And then it got circulated enough that I started joining Discord servers, and people started recognizing me as the person who drew Lorenz as a toe. And so now it's just part of my branding, is that I draw Toe Renz. I am the Toe Renz creator. Okay, he has this weird little long skateboard. Yeah, I'm thinking Spy Kids as soon as you showed it. I'm sorry for the toe. Yeah, it was very intentionally Spy Kids. A lot of people have said, like, oh, it reminds me of Spy Kids. Like, yep, that's where it's from. Those were weird little things. Like, why were those made? I guess because they're weird. Spy Kids is strange. Okay, I think I still need to make him smaller. I want to make him standing, but Reki is kind of like, yeah, doing that little rock star pose. Is his shirt tucked or untucked? Actually, I don't think you'll be able to tell with the skateboard in the way. Oh, he looks too human. I don't like this. Whatever. Log up. I love skateboarding. No, keep it that way. No, I'm not gonna change it. I'm just saying that I kind of hate how it looks too human. And then he has this little pant seam going down the side. Does he have his cuffs rolled? He's perfect. Yep, there's a little... there's the little long... Oh wait, I forgot. He wears gloves, doesn't he? I mean, I guess Reki does too, but I didn't draw him with gloves. Okay, I'm gonna keep the nails. Okay. I think this is enough of drawing drawing for now. I'm gonna back to what I was actually doing. His pants are cut, but then again, he is toe. Okay, okay, okay. Oh shoot, I drew the jewelry on the wrong layer. Okay, back to actual artwork. You got enough for the redeem too? Oh no. Maybe I should have raised the price. I keep forgetting to. But yeah, if any of you want me to draw a toe, then I guess you can redeem a toe. I laugh because the purposely withheld this information so people could request toes, also so I could request more toes. I know. No, I remember last time you're just like, yeah, I didn't I didn't remind you. I'll remember to make the toe thing worth more. Okay, let's see. I think ponytail. And then I think that's the only like major design element that I have left, and then everything else I can add after. Playing with the babies is so fun today, I cry. Yeah! How are your little baby cousins? Hopefully not misbehaving. I say that now, but will you really? I can stop the stream to do it now. Well, not like stop it, but pause it. Oh, not ban. Oh no. Forgot what was I forget what the there's a command for it, but I don't remember. Okay, viewer rewards. Oh man, my internet is lagging. Or my stream. Okay. We're making the toe wrens. The toe wrens is now more expensive. There you go. Okay. 2K sounds about right. Okay. Baby 2 notices Baby 1, gets real excited to see her and other people. Aw. Their baby personalities are coming out. Baby 1 is very in her own world and doesn't care about stuff and cries very loudly, though. How old are they now? Like, they're still not a year old, right? I know nothing about when baby personalities come out. 5 months or 6 months, we throw out their pacifiers. They will just have to learn not to cry on their own. They already get so pissy, they don't even suck on them, so it's fine. Life goes on as usual. Aw. They get angry if they realize the pacifiers aren't food. I mean, maybe they're hungry. They're hungry little babies. Oop. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I know what. There's a, the flower. I might make that just on a separate layer. So I'll get rid of the hand for now, and then I think I'm just gonna do everything else on a separate layer. Oh, wait. Let me grab this and do this. And that's what I meant to do. Zoom out so I can color pick. It's not what I meant to click. I took a pic of how one baby scratched my hand today, sending a pic in Discord of baby one just looking concerned and offended that I try to get excited about her toys. Aw. Please send me your baby pictures. Okay, let me look at the baby picture. Oh my god, they really did just scratch up your hand. Oh my god, the babies are so cute! I have, when is the last time I interacted with a baby? I genuinely don't know. Like, I can only think of what? There was my neighbor had a baby, but she's grown up and she's like, how old right now? She's like in school and it's kind of weird. She has like full conversations with me and I'm like, this is messed up. Go back to being a child. I mean, she still is a child, but like, oh my god, it's so weird. Baby one also sticks out her tongue when she smiles. Oh. Yeah, no, it's weird seeing little children grow up. I can only imagine how weird it is for my, like, aunts, to, like, see me, tiny child, suddenly, like, oh, I'm an adult. Oh my god, I just realized when we finally, it's safe enough to go on our Philippines trip, my cousins and grandma and my aunts and everything and uncles on my mom's side have not seen me since I was literally like 3 or 4 years old. So, oh my gosh, they're gonna. I'm I'm an adult now. That's trippy. My grandma in my brain, she looks so much younger than she actually is. Because I just remember what it was like when I visited her, and I visited her when I was a very small child. But it's just occurred to me like, oh yeah, every time I'm on video call, she's not that young anymore. Oh man, this is like, I think the most boring part of it's just like filling in flats. I just want to start rendering. Also, sorry if anyone can hear me eating honeycomb cereal. I try to make it so you wouldn't be able to. But I don't know. I don't know if that's working out. Oops, wrong one. Oops. Everything's kind of laggy. Definitely when I'm doing things on like smaller scale rendering, it's a lot less laggy. But when it's like filling out huge chunks of the canvas, it's not as nice. While I'm streaming, Man, I can't wait to go to the Philippines. I already say this on every stream, but I can't wait to go see my family again in the Philippines. As I said, I haven't seen them since I was a very small child. I don't know how I'm gonna handle the heat. It's gonna be unbearable. I am not, I am acclimated to cold climates. And I'm very picky about temperatures. Good luck, yeah. I'm a wee scared. Yeah, I want to see my friend. Well, I want to see my family too, of course, but me and my friend, who I've been friends with since I was like 15 or 16, something like that. They live in the Philippines, and we keep talking about like how we want to see each other at some point. And I'd really like to go see them before they move across not the entire country, but like same island, but further away. Because before we both live, well, not we, I don't live, but you know, my family lives about an hour away from Manila, and they live an hour away from Manila in the other direction. And so I would really love to be able to go see them while we still live while our families still live that close. Waiting for you guys to meet. Yeah. I have literally merchandise and stuff from that for them. I could have just shipped it, but it's expensive. I have stuff that I drew for them and like different things I've been collecting to give to them since I was like, I don't know, like 17 or 18. like pretty while back. So hopefully we can see each other. Yeah, I would really love to meet a lot of my online friends, but alas, I've only met like a few of them. There's a few that I met at SakuraCon, so like Rin and Soren and Juliana. And then there's there's the story of my friends that, oh my god, it's so silly. It's so silly how we met. So I went to SoccerCon, as I mentioned before, and I'm going around SoccerCon and I'm dressed as the cross-dressing Joker from Persona 5 Dancing. And I noticed two people dressed as cross-dressing Yu and Soji and cross-dressing Yosuke from Persona 4. And I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta get a picture with them. So I took a picture with them, and I was like, yeah, cool. Kind of filed that away in my SoccerCon photography folder. And then, so I get into the zine, and there's other people in the zine, other Persona fans. Oh shoot, I can't even remember which one it was. I think it was just was it the no. It was a Persona zine. And we were talking about conventions. And I had offhandedly mentioned, hello. I'm just talking about the very silly way that I accidentally met my online friends. But yeah. So I went to a convention, took some pictures with some cosplayers that kind of had matching cosplays to me. And then months later, I get into this zine for same franchise Persona of this other, same franchise as what we were cosplaying. And then I offhandedly mentioned that I went to the convention that I had taken those pictures at, and those people were like, oh, us too, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, haha, where do you what were you dressed as? Like, maybe I ran into you. And they're like, oh, we were you and Yosuke at like on this day. Or I think they were just like, we were you and Yosuke in like these costumes. And I was like, oh, was it on like this day? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I think I took a picture with you guys. And I pull up the picture and they're like, yep, that's us. I don't know. I think it's hilarious that we had met on accident. And then I was talking about another conventions because I was asking them, the SakuraCon is not a local convention to me. It's like a little bit out of the way, but it's in the same state. And so I was asking them like, oh, did you guys fly in, or are you, like, if you don't mind me asking, are you guys local? And then they're like, oh yeah. And so I asked them like, hey, do you go to this one local convention that I go to? Like, it's not super big, but like it's semi well known. And they're like, yeah, we like live in that city. And then I'm like, wait. I think then we found out that, yeah, we live in the exact same city. And so then we just hung out like whatever. I don't know. It was a funny time. Okay, what? I think the eye color was gold here. But yeah, I want to meet more of my online friends. Because there's a lot of people I've known for many, many years, and I've yet to meet them in person, but I would love to. I'm looking at you, Cam. Cam, you're on the list. I would love to see you in real life at some point. I'm very simple to figure out in IRL. Yes, we were enemies. What do you mean we're enemies? There's only one person who gets to be labeled as an enemy, and that's Canadian Rin, the lesser Rin. Which reminds me, I think that I promised that I would kick her ass next time I saw her in real life, so... Or was that... No, yeah, no, I think I said I would kick her ass next time I saw her in real life, so... SakuraCon 2022. We come in. You just told me yesterday. Oh, oops, I guess I forgot. Ha 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 ha. Don't mind me. I don't remember things. My memory is poor when it comes to conversations I've had. Okay, I'm gonna make this... What color? Your bird looks angry. It's a little angry. It's supposed to represent, or what I'm saying that it does, it's supposed to represent Goro Akechi from Persona 5, who is an angry dude that may have murdered people. Actually, I don't know why I said may. He did murder people. He's just got a lot of frustrations he has to take out somewhere. And sometimes murder is the place that he does it. Oh, I forgot to... The ribbon. Which Persona? Persona 5. AKA a game that I love, but also brings me great pain. Oh, I should change the close gap thing. It's way too large. We all hate to love Persona 5 and vice versa. Are you talking about Queen? Oh, no, I'm talking about Goro Akechi, whose codename is Crow. He's the guy with the big old red bird mask. The detective, yes. I'm not eating chips. I'm eating honeycomb cereal. But yeah, Goro is my favorite character, but I'm so mad about it the way his writing is handled. It got better in Persona 5 Royal, so the remake redux version. You don't care they're chips now. Whatever. They're crunchy, they make noise, I'm sorry. I haven't finished the game, spoiler. Oh. I'm sorry. Ah. I'm sorry. What chips am I eating? They're not chips, they're honeycomb cereal. But yeah, I should be more mindful of spoilers next time. Usually the only people who come to my streams are like people who I know, like people I know and like my online friends who I know have finished the game. Oh, JK, I don't care. I play like 7 times till I always quit. Fair. Yeah, it can be, that's fair. There's definitely a lot of RPGs that I've started and I keep trying to finish and I just don't. Comes to mind is like the earlier Final Fantasy games. Me playing Persona 2, it's so slow. I'm playing it emulated, so I should probably just speed up the emulation. But no. I guess I'm intent to suffer. World's End Club motivated me to play 2 because I finally made it. Nice! Yeah, I saw you said that you were planning on playing Tui soon. Persona 2 Innocent Sin was the game I loved, but I played the remake on the Vita. Dying Light 2 is bae. I've never heard of Dying Light 2. Persona 2 EP though is pain because it got no remaster. It didn't? Oh no. Hey, Persona 25th anniversary, please please can you please update Persona 2? Thank you. I would like to play it. I don't know. I struggle with the older RPGs a lot. Persona 2 EP though, it pain because it's so funny. I really enjoy the characters. And then also the fact that Maya is now the protagonist makes me so happy. Wait, since you only made friends, you come to chat, does that mean I'm friend? I mean, I meant more like my, like friends that I've known for like many years. But I don't know, come enough and chat and be a cool person, and I don't know. Because the name Persona 1 and Persona 2 EP use the weird English names. Wait, what do they do? No friend. You can be I can be a friend in training. But yeah, I consider myself a generally chill person to hang out with, but change the JP names of characters to like Simon or whatever. I remember there was a character named like Mark, and then like I feel like didn't they like change his race or something like that to feel more like Americanized? I only kind of remember. There are still some nicknames. Ah, why is it not working? Yeah, I understand that that's just like a really common thing in the era is to just like change everyone's names, but I'm glad that we've moved away from that, at least in modern times of people know that Japan exists. You don't have to change people's names in order to get people interested. Just a warning, make people lose brain cells. Don't worry, I have no brain cells to lose. Me and Cam share a singular brain cell. And currently Cam has it, so I don't have any brain cells to lose. Please take care of our brain cell, Cam. Like in Japanese, one character's name, Uesugi Hidehiko. In EP, just played, his name is Brad/Brown. What a... Wow, that's quite the difference. Roll to people's minds to know why. Oh man, you think if they remake Persona 2, they're probably gonna have to get rid of Hitler, right? Like, they're gonna change it, right? I mean, I know that they already changed it, but... Or Eriko naming Ellie. Why Ellie? Also, I feel like the obvious way to change the name would have been Erika. They did? Yeah, I swear to God that in the Western release of, I forget which Persona 2 game it is. In the Western release, they, like, had to, change, Hitler, and they changed it to, like, Führer or something like that, and they gave him sunglasses. It was still very clear who it was. He just has sunglasses. He was still technically in the game for IS. Like, he was still in there, but, like, they changed it so it's not explicitly him. Yeah, he's Fuhrer. I really need to finish that game because I still have no context as to why he's in it. Hitler is Weldon for no reason. Persona 2 is weird. Like, yeah, I feel like it just, when I was playing it, it just gets so much weirder, so much quicker than the other games, which kind of slowly slides into like, oh, what's going on? What's this mystery at the school? Or like, what's going, like, what's this mysterious superpower? Whereas Persona 2 is just like, okay, guys, weird stuff's going on. Now go exploring. I remember I saw the Velvet Room on the map, and I didn't think it would immediately give me access to it. But it did, and I'm just like, I have no idea why I'm here. Because the Velvet Room doesn't function the same way that it does in the later games. It's a very interesting addition, yeah. Okay. Never played any of these games, TBH. That's fair. Sorry if it's hard to keep track of what I'm saying then. Revelations personas would erase the Japanese ethnicity in the characters. Yeah. Because, like, the actual original Persona 1... Was that even a... That was in the West, right? But yeah, Revelations is what killed it. They made Mark a blackheaded because of his style, and I'm like, y'all know. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I thought he was a Persona 2 character for some reason. Not that there isn't crossovers between the two. He looks like a character. I'm just tracking to know what anything means. Man, I really should play Persona 2 at some point. But it's just a matter of, like, getting it to the point where I don't feel like I want to quit. Like, I want to experience the story, but also, man, the gameplay is painful. Play alongside. The true answer for me is just I could play, I could just watch a Let's Play, which is what I did with Danganronpa. But, I feel like it's more fun to play it yourself and feel like you have the connection to the characters. I mean, to be fair, that's also what I did with Persona 5 until I got the game, because I didn't think I would ever own a PlayStation. I feel like Let's Plays that are hard to find with those games. I hate certain commentators. Fair. I just don't trust people who play Persona. That sounds like such a mean thing to say, but like, unless I know somebody, I don't trust most people in the Persona community. Or I don't really like interacting with fandoms and the like. And the thing is, like, Persona 2 is not a super popular game by today's standards, so I don't see anyone just playing it for funsies. So it's there's kind of limited people that I can go. Don't trust fandom, period. Seriously, the way that my experience from fandom is, and it's the best way to experience fandom ever, it's just you get a Discord of people who are chill, so even if they disagree about things, you know, you're not gonna fight with each other. Not to mention the fact that it's such an enclosed area, people don't really want to start drama. Get a Discord full of chill people, and then don't interact with the rest of the fan base. It is how I'm experiencing Genshin Impact right now, Because, man, I hate the Genshin fandom. Everyone is, like, really... Oh, I don't even want to get into it. People are so scary that I don't want to post Genshin or anything like that. I thought maybe if I went onto the moderated, I guess it's Hoyoverse, the Hoyolab, Hoyoverse boards, that it would be chiller, but people would just leave mean comments on my artwork, and I'm like, what joy do you get out of this? Sonic fan base out of hand. Oh man, I do not know the Sonic fan base drama. I mean, don't feel compelled to share if you don't want to, but I do not know what kind of things are going on in the Sonic fan base. I thought it was one of those fandoms where it's just like, I am cringe, but I am free. Everyone is yelling and I'm like, I do not relate, I see nothing. Yeah. There's so many fandoms that I'm just like, I know there's drama, but I do not know what it is. See no fun as you know you are. Don't remember bleach my eyes after the first look. That's fair. Oh my god. Don't get don't get me started on C-novel drama. You know who they are, not all of them, just those two. Wait. I don't know who you're talking about. Speaking of C-novels, I was talking with the TGCF group chat, and I'm not super into like keeping track of VTubers or whatever like that. I like watch clips and that's basically it. But you know how I told you that the new Niji Sanji En generation debuted. Apparently one of them is into Danmei. Oh, Chinese novel. There's Chinese web novels that I've been getting really into. Danmei being BL, by the way. But one of them apparently in the background of their little VTuber like house or whatever room thing, you can see that they have the MXTX books and Arha. And then I was just saying like, oh my god, like it's the mainland China version of Arha. So it's the one that got heavily censored and got renamed to what was it? Wei Yu and Haitong find their way home or something like that. Oh no, manhwas are Chinese, or the way that you spell it, or that's the Chinese version. But we're talking about like the actual like books of just text. But there are manhwas of everything we're talking about. Yeah, I feel like if I were to buy an overseas copy, I would buy probably the Taiwanese version. Although I was considering the Russian version of MDZS specifically for Marina's illustrations, but then they added them in the English version, so. Yeah, but I was just losing it. And then, oh my god, I'm not gonna get too into it, because I like really struggle with talking about Arha on stream. Because I have opinions, but I don't want to make them public. Because I have strong opinions. But I was talking to Rin, and, I was talking to the group chat, which includes Rin, about, like, what makes Arha, quote-unquote, controversial. And then they're just like, oh yeah, what kind of, like, weird, like, what kind of things could be in there? And then I'm just like, first of all. And they're like, oh, I see what you mean. Got the first few for 30 books overall, even shipping. Oh, nice. Yeah. I would have considered getting the Arha physical editions, but they, you know, just announced the, what's it called? The, can't remember the name. The English official translation. So I'm like, oh, I'll just, I'm just gonna, like, wait for those. What is it about? MDZS or Arha? I assume you're talking to me and not Cam in the chat. But Arha is about a very bad guy. Oh, Arha. It's spelled with an E, by the way. It is. It's about this guy who killed a bunch of people, slaughtered a whole bunch of people, blah blah blah. He's awful. He dies, and he gets sent back in time. And he wakes up as a 15-year-old, and he realizes, like, now I have a chance to, like, redo everything. But he's still, like, a spiteful little bitch, so he's kind of very rude at the beginning of the novel. And then he slowly realizes that, like, all this hatred he pent up is, like, unhealthy, and he realizes, like, oh, hey, this guy that I hated, I'm actually in love with him. Blah blah blah. And then it's this whole redemption thing, and it's also a time travel conspiracy, and it's also a romance. I came for the time travel conspiracy, was a little horrified by the romantic sections, and I thought the redemption arc was so-so. I hope there are no newcomers who complain about this with being an audience for people to provide translations for. Yeah. I'm like so scared of the eventual translation that's gonna happen, because I know it's a BL. Yes, it is a BL. But yeah, I'm really scared about people coming in, and then the thing that frustrates me is about the people who critique Arha, but without reading it. And I'm not saying everyone should read it. There's a lot of dark content, and the main character pairing is very questionable in terms of, like, age gap and, like, some very dubious things. I read it because I wanted to be able to have an actual critique of it and understand how it handles its dark content. Because it's not just dark content for dark content's sake. It is a story about a bad person who gets redeemed. And so the dark content is there on purpose, because he's supposed to be seen as an unlikable guy. Bad experience with Yuri and Yaoi. I would honestly do not recommend Arha. I've said this before. I do not recommend Arha. There is only, like, actually, there are people that I know very close to, that I'm close to, and I know can handle dark content, but I do not recommend it. It is not great. I feel like, for me, I also do not have a lot of good experiences with, like, BL and GL and stuff, but, because oftentimes it's written for straight audiences. Orange Cream traumatized me. I have no idea what that is. But they are, where's the thing? There are a lot of really good character-driven stories, that aren't, I would say, like, hypersexualized or anything like that. They're very, like, entertaining, funny, blah, blah, blah. They're good standalone stories on their own, and they just happen to also include a romance element. Or it, like, feeds into their character arc in a meaningful way that's outside of just being about, like, sex or porn. No judgment for people who enjoy that, but I also just, it's not something that I can really relate to. Hence, also why I make my original characters who are gay, because then I don't have to rely on other people and not trusting their ability to represent me. Whenever I figure out some good GL, I really go looking for romance. I'll put in a good word. Please, GL incest is weird. Yes! Oh my god, there's so much weird GL incest. It's so... ugh. I simply want to have, non-strange GL, like, healthy GL. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, like, weird, fucked up stuff. Like, I guess if you enjoy it, but it makes me so uncomfortable that I can't. I feel like it has its place, but I can't enjoy it remotely. Yeah, the thing is that it sucks. Like, it's one thing if it were, like, a niche thing, but it's so common. What would I still do plan, speaking of GL, I really do need to read JWQS, or Clear and Muddy Loss of Love. It's about it's like enemies to lovers and enemies at the same time. It's great. I'm still very early on. But it's about this, girl who, what is it? It's about this girl whose family got murdered or something by like the current royal family. And so she seeks revenge, and wants to like murder the whole like royal family. So she ends up getting, I was gonna say like she disguises herself as a boy, but it's weird. It's very gender how she was raised. She takes on like a much more like masculine role and is treated as like a man. Still a GL though. And she ends up getting engaged to the youngest daughter of the royal family. And I don't know exactly know what happens, but it's a whole like she wants to straight up she's there to murder her like this princess's whole family. And she ends up falling in love with her, I guess. I haven't gotten very far. At this point, I'm just non-binary gay. It reminds me of Golden. Who's it? What's it? Yeah, honestly, I've started caring about labels as much. No shade to people who do. But I just say that I'm queer. Because it was so frustrating to figure out what my identity is. Because I used to ID as pan. And now I'm just like, I do not have it in me to deal with trying to figure out the exact label. Oops, wrong one. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I would say unexpectedly, because I was also in the camp of like, I don't trust BL and GL. There's a lot of unexpectedly like well-written things out there. It just takes finding the right audience, or finding the like people with similar tastes who are an audience of like that specific thing, and asking around, finding people you trust to recommend things to you. The work would all be on Discord. Yeah! Good luck with your work. I think about, man. Yeah, thanks for chatting. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I think about how I didn't trust most BL, and then Cam was just like, hey, you should check out TGCF with me. Oh no, there's no look at work. It sucks. Bye. Well, I hope you don't have too painful of a day. What do you mean, oh really? About like the fact that I didn't trust really a lot of BL, and then you were like, hey, by the way, check out this novel. I mean, don't go seek unless there's a premise that excites me. Ban is my job. Oh no! That's fair, that's fair. I don't know if I like this. Let me make this a correction layer instead of doing it on the actual layer. I don't trust a lot of people when they recommend BL to me, TBH. I'm excited for you to see the new Vanitas episodes. Wait, didn't we just watch the new Vanitas episodes, or what? Or are you talking about, like, the ones that are eventually coming out? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm excited too. I still need to like feel like I need to rewatch some episodes because I've definitely missed a lot in the last few episodes, just me doing other things while we're watching. You should, yeah. Alternatively, I could read the manga. Which reminds me, I need to start the Kimetsu manga so I can peer pressure you into finishing TGCF. Please, I can't. It's so painful being in the TGCF group chat and just being unable to talk about things. Yes, okay, okay, okay. Remember though, you have to read TGCF, please. You have to meet my boy. You have to meet Yin Yu. You're catching up. Oh, are you actually reading it already though? I feel bad because I haven't started. I feel like I met him, I just don't remember that arc. Technically you have met him. You technically run into him really early, he's just not given a name. But yeah, it's the Mount Tonglu arc, and I do not remember it that well either, because there's basically just every character shows up in it. He was given a name for you? Okay, okay. So you have met him. You have to remember my boy. Okay, actually no. It's actually in character if you forget him, because he's canonically the most forgettable. Okay, I think that this is fine. I think I can merge everything and actually start rendering this. No, not really. It's just that I remember the whole arc. I can't remember. I probably should also read the arc again. It's a long arc and there's a lot of people, so I remember seeing that, like, I think it was either Stoica or Pengi tweeted, like, oh yeah, you think that, like, we all joke about, like, the Banyue arc coming again or whatever, and also all of us being annoyed for it, but in reality it's just a good refresher for when Mount Tonglu comes around. And we all have to remember all the characters. I'm like, oh, you're right. It is like every character that shows up on that arc also shows up in Mount Tonglu. There's so many people. TGCF is so long. It's like, oh, it's really hard to keep track of everything that's happening in it. The nice thing about Arha, although there's still a lot of characters, like, I feel like there's less of them. At least for me, I feel like I can remember most of the important ones. There's like a couple I forget their names, but ultimately, like, I do remember them. Never forget the characters though. Wink. Yeah. I remember most of the TGCF characters, but I always forget that Long Chancho exists. He's just a dude, I guess. You had more trouble in MDZS. I'm glad that I had you to explain who all the characters were for me. And that because I starting off I wasn't used to all the sex. Yeah. And the courtesy names. I mean, you're not alone. I checked the YouTube comments for both Untamed episode 1 and MDZS episode 1, and everyone's just like, I have no clue any of it. Like, it's so hard to keep track of people. And after that it became a little easier. Barry not to say MXCX doesn't have a habit of just being like, name drop, ma'am, help. Yeah, I feel like I honestly couldn't tell if it was just me or not, but I feel like sometimes she just drops things in and then I'm just like, am I supposed to know this? I don't know. But like I also can't tell, like, is this like a cultural thing I'm not picking up on, or is it just like, who is this? But I will say when I don't know if it's just because I was more into like sea novel stuff already, but when I read Arha, it was a lot easier to keep track of everybody. You know, they still had all the courtesy names and like the million sects. But I don't know if it's just because Meatbun knows how to introduce characters better or what. That or I might have just like known. I could keep track of things because I know who, like know the terms of address and courtesy names, etc., etc. I feel like it was also because I wasn't used to all the names. I didn't really read Chinese novels before, and even now I still get names mixed up in new series. It's easier illustrating thing, even written form. No, I get it. It's part of it is like being familiar with, you know, just the sounds and how they like. I don't know how to describe it. It's just if you're more familiar with hearing certain names, then it's easier to distinguish them. Like Kanji and Hanza really help, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Seeing the Latin line is like, huh? Yeah, it says the wrong name written out. Yeah, I definitely think just being more familiar with the language and the like makes things a little bit easier to distinguish. Especially in like in like with Hansa, there's a lot of characters in Chinese that are pronounced or not pronounced. They're in pinyin, they're written out the same way, but they're like straight up different sounds and different and the like. So it's easier to distinguish them when it's like written out in characters. Pinyin still makes sense to me. It's very well structured. Yeah. I still mess things up, but you know, it once you get like the gist of it, it makes a lot of sense. I'm still thinking about how this is my own fault, but I'm still thinking about how I said Quan instead of Twen. My brain is just like, yeah, A is like the languages I'm used to seeing and speaking are 5 vowel systems. And so the sound doesn't exist in them. You just need to study. Yeah, I need to practice. This is not a language I am learning. I am learning it through osmosis from you. It was your cue. Yeah. Oh, it still exists. Not. Yeah, no. I know it still exists, but I'm saying in the languages that I am more familiar with, which are Japanese and Tagalog. Um, they don't. Or you can on, or you'll get both, like how we say ganyu. I always feel really self-conscious when I say ganyu because I'm just like, this is not how the game says it. But I know the game is like kind of messy in its pronunciations of things. But it's like, it's not how the game says it. It's not how any of the people we know say it. So I'm just like, But like, not that I judge based on how people we know, how it's said. Still thinking about the people who say yay instead of yae. I know to a certain extent I will never be 100% accurate on how it's said, because I am just not. I am speaking these names with the intent of being spoken in English sentences, so that's gonna be removed from like they will be like non-tonal or atonal or whatever. So there's just gonna be things that my tongue is not familiar with making. Not to say that I can't learn it with practice, just it will sound rather weird and unnatural in English speech. I was gonna ask you about Issa. I saw your little message box. Wait. What about? Oh, yes. What do you want to ask about Issa? Journal story. Okay. So Issa is he is a doctor who a while ago he was cursed. I think like probably sometime in childhood. I'm still hammering out some of the details and like timeline stuff. But he was cursed to with a short life. And the only way that he can counteract his short life is to extend it by doing good deeds. And like the greater the good deed, the more life the longer he gets to live. And so he is perpetually living in service to others, because if he doesn't live in service to others, he dies. And it's causing him to sort of doubt his own morality, because he can't be certain that anything he's doing is of his own volition, like a good thing. So he thinks he's a bad person, because he feels like everything he does is inherently selfish, because it's all to make sure he doesn't die. But I'm like not gonna say too much that isn't hammered down yet. So if I'm like a little vague here and there, it's because I'm still figuring out the details, even if I've already thought of it. He later in life he gets he finds his way to essentially like I'm trying to figure out exactly what I would call it, but he makes his way to like a province, and he runs into like the head family or like the most important family in that province, and they find out through certain means that he is actually like one of the like long lost children, and like therefore part of the family, and therefore like kind of nobility. and so now he has to deal with with his siblings and the like, figure out what's going on with this curse, deal with a lot of it is just gonna be an exploration of like, what does it mean to be good and to do good deeds, what does it mean to be a good person. It's still a very nice concept. I think about how it matches the overall expressions I see him drawn in. I think that's kind of funny because I really have not, I feel like, drawn him to the personality that he is. He is sort of, he is constantly teetering between being like more reserved and like a live like you're dying type. He's slowly teetering more and more towards the latter. Because something's going up with his curse, and things are not, it's not working the way that he has been living with it for many years. So he's just like, well, I think I might just be dying and there's nothing I can do about it. So he starts to act, I don't want to say more selfishly, but he starts to act more like how he would if he didn't have the curse. But yeah, it's primarily going to be a story focusing on him, his little sister, and then his little sister's fiance, who, spoiler alert, is gonna become his. Or maybe not his fiance, but like, you know, they're gonna end up together. It is not really a romance thing. It's just I thought the concept of character is like arranged married, and then there's like a home wrecker or whatever that quote unquote home wrecker, but it's just like, oh well, we're both how do I describe it? It's his little sister is like engaged to someone that's in another important family on a city-state that's closer to the coast, and therefore is in charge of a lot of like trade-related things. So it's really important they get on their good side. Their older brother, so he's the very head of the family, and has yet to have a name. So I'm just gonna call him Kuya because that means older brother. So their Kuya is like, oh yeah, I've been planning out this whole like wedding or whatever because my little sister smiled at this boy once when they were kids. So of course they must be in love. He's very duty bound, but he also thinks that he's genuinely doing his sister a favor by making them engaged, and she's just like, how do I make him stop because I'm a lesbian? But then he, like, after the, like, several family losses or whatever, he becomes really committed to this whole thing, and then a little bit more forceful about, like, this whole engagement that's happening between them. It's just like, oh, like, the little sister is, like, playing games. After she discovers she has another older brother, so Issa here, she sees that, like, he's into her fiance and keeps trying to pawn the fiance. His name is Yanni, by the way. Keeps trying to pawn Yanni off onto her brother. And it's not until like the eldest brother catches wind of that. Like he's too straight focused. he just sees that like, oh, sorry, I'm like having a hard time like thinking about exactly what I'm trying to say. But yeah, he doesn't really get what's happening, and then the moment he catches wind of like, oh, my sister's trying to like not get married to this dude, he kind of goes off like, hey, we've had a lot of like hardships, and before I was, oh, thank you thank you for the follow, bubbly yummy. Welcome. But yeah, he is like doesn't want to give up his plans, especially because he spent so many years like arranging with that family that like, hey, like my little sister and your son are gonna get married. Hello, your avatar and art is really pretty. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a lovely day as well. But yeah, I hope the start to your weekend's good, or not weekend, weekday, week is good. Oh my god, I swear I've almost said weekend so many times today. It's Monday. It is not the weekend. But yeah, it's a lot of this. The older brother is very like duty bound type, and the younger sister is rather like immature. And would rather get away from her responsibilities with schemes rather than having like an honest discussion with her brother. Like, hey, you know that I'm not sure if you realize, but I'm not straight. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. But yeah, there's still a lot about this story that I'm still working out. So far, I want to work a little bit more on how the story is going to work out. I'm not telling too much about like the actual plot of it because I'm still working that out. I have ideas, but it's still up in the air. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. It is a project that is, I don't know, it's a fun excuse to research. Even if it's not going to be like 100% historically accurate to anything. For example, Spain is not going to colonize this little Filipino-inspired fantasy land. There is going to be a fantasy Spain, and they are going to make contact, but the ending result is not colonization. They also don't play a super major role in the story, at least not that I have planned. I feel like if I make them play too much of a role, it's gonna kind of be a little bit too real, and probably make a lot more unintentional sort of discussions about and comments about colonialism that I do not intend to explore. And I feel like saying something on accident is pretty bad. Especially if it's not something that is something I support. But yeah, I have I think did I show you, Cam, did I show you the sibling? I'm pretty sure I've shown you the siblings, but this is oops. Yeah, here's Dalisai. Yeah, and then oh yeah, because I sent a picture of all the siblings. I haven't worked on them super much. And then here's unnamed Kuya. That yeah, I really need to figure out a design for him because I'm not happy with this. And then I need to figure out Yanni, so the person that the other two the person that Dalisai is engaged to. Eyes, all your designs. Yee. I really want to get to a point where I'm like happy with everyone's designs before I like really start doing any art of them. I really wanted to make my first art that I did of like of this little OC verse and of Issa was to be with him and his siblings, but I really just want to draw him, and his siblings aren't really close to being done right now. Delisai a little bit closer than their elder brother, but not that much. But yeah, I want to draw Yanni though, but I need to figure out his character a little bit more. Because I've had ideas, but I'm not really happy with any of them. And so it's kind of painful. Like, yeah, I want a design that captures his personality, but his personality is kind of in flux right now. Like I know the role that he'll play in the story, but I want it to also be sort of informed by, I don't know. I don't want him just to be a blank slate. I want his personality to feed into the story itself as well too. And so I don't want to just come up with a blank slate template and then slot a personality into it. In probably like 15 minutes, I'll probably end up ending the stream just because I've been going on for a while. But yeah, I'll make the progress on this that I can. I feel like before I added in this shadow that goes across the face that's cast by like the hat, I probably should have just just drawn the face. It was bothering me how flat it looked though. I'm like, but there would be a shadow here. But yeah. Oh man, I gotta do my Genshin dailies. Hee hee. And my weeklies. Oh my gosh, I have to do I've been grinding to get Yae Miko's what's it called? Her talent leveled up. I think her talents are at 8 right now, and then I'm gonna get her. I don't know if I want her burst up first or her skill. But yeah, I think I don't have everything I need, but I do have a lot of talent level up materials, and then I need to go grinding for the Kiragi and Oboshis, like the little enemies across the map. They're so obnoxious to farm. The place where I know they're in highest abundance doesn't drop anything, and it's like a known issue, or maybe it's intentional. Either way, some enemies just don't drop. Uh-oh, bad ATLA news. Oh no, did they cast like not great people or something, or is it just that people don't like it? I really want to enjoy this live action. It doesn't need a live action, I just want to enjoy the fact. If it exists, I want to enjoy it. What's up? What's up? What's the bad ATLA news? Oh no! No! How so, though? Like, when you mean the characters, you mean the characters themselves, or just like the writing is bad? Gonna look it up. Yeah. Before I cast any judgment myself, I want to know what's up. I'm hoping that I mean, there's already parts of Avatar originally that are painful to look at. But I have hope. I have hope that overall the product will be good. Whatever, if it's bad or good, it will be better than the M. Night Shyamalan movie. And then maybe we can enjoy something that's just okay, even if it's not great. I don't know if the person talking about the comics or Netflix. I'll look into it. Oh, okay, okay. Are they still releasing new Avatar comics? Oh, it's a poster? Okay, so are they talking about, like, the writing that's bad? Oh, that's... If it's the actual, like, writing system that's messed up, that's kind of one of the easiest things to, you know, not mess up by, I don't know, hiring someone who knows how to read. You're looking at two separate things. Okay, well, report back to me when you figure out what's up. It's a comic. Okay, okay. What did they do? I'm scared. Because if I remember correctly, in the actual show itself, they did have literal actual writing that was accurate that people could read. Did it? Yeah, that's nice. That's good. That's great. How I'm curious though. How let me know how they messed this up. I'm just not happy with the way this eye is shaped. Put it in Discord when I get the new info. I'll send, but see, speakers do not like it. Well, that sucks. I wonder if it's just like a different comic artist is handling it, because I don't remember seeing these complaints before, and I'm sure that they had other like Chinese writing in the comics before this time. Isn't this... Wait, why did you link this to me? This is, like... Avatar... This is like James Cameron's Avatar, it looks like. Because if I'm not mistaken, Pandora is the... Yeah. Oh, there's an underscore. Okay. Okay. The successor? What is this? Is there like another... Is there like a comic spin-off? I've never heard of this before. The designs are cute though. Wait, CG animated movie in development. What? I've never heard of this before. Okay. They really just Google translated things. Oh no. That's unfortunate. I am kind of excited about this though, but that's painful. Like, do I have faith in them now that I know that whoever made these posters Google Translate things? Like, it has to be in every part of production that you are consulting members of these communities, maybe. Make sure it's authentic. That being said, y'all, the airbender is really cute. I like them a lot. Oop. It is not showing things for some reason. Whatever. You saw it. It was cute. I hope it's good though, even if I'm hoping that it's just something that was isolated to the marketing team or the media team or whatever, and not something that's going to be indicative of what it's like in the final product, or else I have very little faith. Okay. I think I need to soften up these edges. Like, I'm looking at it from far away, and you can tell that this was rendered and nothing else really was. Why, yes, I've spent however many minutes just rendering this eye. Okay, we've hit 3 hours. I think we're good on the stream at this point. I'll be working on this off stream though. Just my brain needs a reset after streaming for so long. Let's see though if there's anyone rateable. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. There is no one, I think, yeah, there's no one I know that's that's currently streaming. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming to the stream. Bye.